On this episode of the Best of Bias podcast, you got your boy. You know what we do here. We talk NFL. We've been it's 15 weeks now, I think. We got week 15. I got week 14 in review. Of course, we're gonna get into that. Fantasy football, man. Oh my God. I'm gonna talk about it, man. I'm not too happy about it. If you were here last week, you know why I'm kind of sad on the fantasy football tip, but I'm definitely gonna talk about that. And we got some pop culture. There's some heavy pop culture stuff going on right now. RIP Mike Leach, RIP DJ Twitch. We got Brittney Griner coming home. Some shakeups in the DC for all my comic book and DC fans out there. Also, we got what else we got? We got some Tory and Meg. The trial is going on right now, so we got some updates from what I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the super gossipy type, but you know what I'm saying? This is an important part of pop culture for the last couple of years. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about that too. And then we got some live action anime that's coming to Netflix. So we'll talk about all that and much more. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Thank you for joining me. And you know, it's episode 144. Happy Friday, everybody. Yeah. It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Best of Bias podcast. Today is Friday, and I thank you guys for being here. I thank you guys for being here. Also, we're also got this on live right now. Again, listeners, if you guys ever want to pop in and see how it's done, how I do it live, it's Wednesday on the live, but I put the episode out on Friday so everybody can see the kind of process of what's going on. It's kind of new. I've been doing it for the last couple of weeks. So shout out everybody joining in on Instagram Live on the Best of Bias page. That's mostly where I'll be doing it from because I mean, that's where the podcast is. It's about the podcast. So that's where I'll be. Shout out to everybody listening right now. But just know, you know what I'm saying? On the YouTube, I'll be looking both ways. You already know about dual cameras, but you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a little bit more constant, especially in the beginning when I'm kind of just trying to get the pod warmed up. But enough of that. You know why you're here. NFL is in full swing. We're week 14, just passed this last week. So, of course, I'm going to give you guys those updates on the scores and see if I got my predictions right. I know all the listeners are keeping me true to form down there. I already know. I ain't even got to ask. Y'all already know. So yeah, I'll get into that. And of course, I'm going to go into the next week 15 lines and who I'm going to predict to win those games. And then, of course, fantasy football, a little bit of that. And then I gave you guys the rundown. I ain't going to do it again. But yeah, how you doing today, man? I feel like I don't ask y'all that enough anymore. You know what I'm saying? Your mental's good. Your family doing okay. It's the time where you need to reach out to your fam and say what's up. You know what I'm saying? You know, time of giving, time of love, time of family. So all the family out there listening on Instagram Live, I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? See y'all soon. Damn, my shit, do I got bad Wi-Fi right now? My live don't want to stay on. God damn. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Hope everybody's holidays so far going swell. If you didn't have a good one for Thanksgiving, I know Christmas is another time you can spend with your family. Get a lot of stuff going. Talk a lot more about Christmas as we approach. But without further ado, I know y'all want to hear about NFL, y'all favorite teams and all that, and you don't want me to blabber on about this, yada, yada, yada. But let's get right into it. Week 14 was crazy. I'm starting to do a little more concise review of the scores because I know it could be kind of long-winded when I get into every stat and every, throw of the football, you know what I'm saying, during the game. So I'm gonna kind of just talk about the scores, and if something kind of crazy happened that game, I'll probably highlight that. But you already know how it goes. What's going on? New listeners, welcome. Again, this is the Best of Bias podcast. You know what we do here. Usually we just bring topics to the table. I have guests on here, bring it to the table. Whenever you want to talk about, we talk about it here. It's the Best of Bias. Bring your bias and you better stand on it because it's going to be called out. Everybody got different bias. If your people, I ain't gonna get into it. Listen to the past episodes and you'll know it. Some clashes of different biases that, we've experienced. But I'm just trying to get away from these NFL scores because the Buccaneers lost this week to the 49ers, and I don't want to talk about it, but I will. Starting the week off, Thursday Night Football, we had the Rams play the Raiders, which is actually a crazy game, to be honest. This game was the mini Brady game for Baker. The Raiders lost to the Rams 16-17 on a last-second touchdown pass from, I think it was Baker Mayfield to Van Jefferson. It was kind of crazy. It was like fucking 13 seconds left or some crazy shit like that, and they marched down the field and scored. The Rams look kind of bad right now. Excuse me, the Raiders look bad. The Rams do too, but the Raiders always have these leads, and it always looks so promising for them. They just blow it at the end of the game, and this kind of just caps it all off. Like the last second touchdown to a quarterback who's been there like 2 seconds, and just gonna come back and lead the game, winning touchdown against y'all. And y'all, I don't know if it was in LA. I think it was in LA, so it made him look like the hometown hero. You know what I mean? So it was kind of crazy. I know the Raiders fans were really sad about that, and then inside that locker room, they've had a lot of ups and downs this year. But I'm hoping they can get it together, man. Of course, I love Devontae. I love the whole culture. I love the team being in Vegas. That's dope. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I wish the best for Derek Carr because I feel like he really wants to be good. You know what I'm saying? You can't really fault him for that because he really wants his team to be good. It's just the organization is just it's kind of the shit. So yeah, the Rams move up to 4-9, and the Raiders move to 5-8, fall to 5-8. The Vikings versus the Lions. The Lions surprisingly put a waxing on the Vikings, 34-23, this in-division game. Jared Goff, he had a crazy game, 330 for 3 touchdowns. Um, Freaking, who was this? I think Amon-Ra St. Brown? Oh, no. That's Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson went 11 for 223. This boy, I don't know what it is with this guy, but he just be balling out when it comes to um my bad. When it comes to receiving, bro, it doesn't even seem like he's trying, or it doesn't even look like super flashy all the time. It's just like it's so consistent that it's like you don't even notice him getting the yards. It just happens. You look at the stats after the game, and this fool has 1,000,000 yards. It's just wild to me how he gets it done. But he does. Even in a losing effort, his stat line's crazy. The Vikings fall to 10-3, and the Vikings have won a whole bunch of close games. I think like 6 or 7 of their games have been won like last second, like within, one score. So it was just a matter of time before they actually lost the game and kind of bit off more they can chew. And that 10-2 record fell to a little bit, but they're still 10-3 in a good position for the playoffs. So they fall to 10-3. The Lions win 34-23, and the Lions move up to 6-7. I mean, they're still alive. They could make the playoffs in a wild card. So who knows? If they keep playing the way they play. Jameson Williams is coming back from that ACL. He was raw out there in Alabama. So if he comes back to add to Amon-Ra St. Brown and how DJ Chark playing right now, who knows? With those 2 running backs back there, and that defense continues to play good. Aiden Hutchinson is balling out. So maybe, who knows? Who knows? The Lions can make some noise. The Ravens beat the Steelers 16-14. Ravens moved to 9-4. Steelers fall to 5-8. Tyler Huntley, who's starting for an injured Lamar Jefferson, actually got hurt in the game as well, which is kind of crazy. He injured I think, got a concussion. So I brought in Anthony Brown, Oregon's own Anthony Brown. I don't know. This Oregon quarterback, I don't think I can rep. I don't think I can do it for you, but yeah, he got a concussion. So Anthony Brown came in. I don't think he even threw the ball once. He was handing the ball off the whole time. Kenny Pickett, I think, also got hurt for the Steelers, which brought in Mitch Trubisky. It might have been last game, but I think he got hurt this game as well, or this game. So it took him out of the game. So it was the battle of the backup quarterbacks, and the Ravens were able to outlast the Steelers in that one. The Browns, they lose to the Bengals 23-10. Browns fall to 5-8. Bengals move to 9-4, which is scary with them coming in to play us this week. Or are we going there? Are we going there? Yeah, fuck. We're going to fucking Cincinnati. That's crazy. Yeah, Joe Burrow's looking crazy right now. Even though T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd was hurt, he was still able to pull out a win with Jamar Chase. So shouts out to the Joe Burrow kid. He's balling out and looking like he's trying to go back to the Super Bowl. Jets lose to the Bills 20-12. Jets fall to 7-6, and the Bills move to 10-3. The Texans in an almost upset, which was really crazy if you watch the game. The Texans lost to the Cowboys 27-23. Dak led the team on a 92-yard drive towards the end of the game to actually win it. It took that last 92-yard drive to win the game for the Cowboys. Is way closer than they expected it to be. We expected the Texans to lose. They're 1-11-1, so we thought the Cowboys was going to walk all over them. They put up like 54 points on the fucking Vikings or some shit like that. So I don't know who they put it on, but they put 54 points on somebody, and they wasn't 1-11. So for them to do that, and the Houston Texans to almost come up and beat them, I don't know. They're their title as a competitor, as one of the top competitors, could be questioned, you know what I'm saying, if the Texans could do that to them. But I don't even think Davis Mills played. It's kind of crazy. The Eagles beat the Giants 48-22, proving to be the class of the NFC. They moved to 12-1. The Giants fall to 7-5-1. Both receivers for the Eagles scored. Miles Sanders continues to ball 144 with 2 touchdowns. Yeah, the Eagles are just complete. Defense is good, offense is good, coaching is good. I think quarterback is. I like the quarterback a lot. Y'all hear me talk about Jalen Hurts all the time on here, but yeah, he's raw. And getting better, man. Every year it just gets better and better. Jaguars beat the Titans 36-22. Jaguars moved to 5-8. Titans fall to 7-6. Trevor Lawrence balling out 368 with 3 touchdowns. The Chiefs beat the Broncos 34-28. They squeaked it out. The Broncos almost scared them. Russell Wilson, went out of the game with a crazy concussion. He had a big old knot on his head, and I think it brought in Sapien. I think Trevor Sapien or something like that. I don't know his real. I don't know his first name, but he held them in a game because they only lost by a touchdown. But Mahomes is out there doing crazy shit, just proving that he should be MVP this year. Through this crazy under scoop pass for a touchdown, and Jerick McKinnon was crazy. Yeah, he can do whatever he wants out there, and just him being that good alone just proves that he should probably be MVP. This is looking like his year. It's gonna be an interesting Super Bowl this year. I don't know who's gonna make it. There's a lot of good teams in the AFC. There's a few good teams in the NFC. So Seahawks, they played the Panthers. The Panthers beat them 30-24. The Panthers move up to 5-8. Seahawks fall to 7-6, which is stupid because the Seahawks are supposed to beat the Panthers and keep them far behind us. God damn it, because we don't want to play football. I'll get into that in a second. But god damn it, they're 1 game behind us for the NFC South, and they're 5-8, bro. It's just crazy. Carolina Panthers, Saints, and the Falcons need to lose every game they play. And luckily, the Saints and the Falcons play each other this Sunday. I'll get into that too. I'm pretty sure the Saints. It's the only week, baby, the only week that I go for the Saints. Maybe unless they have to play the Carolina Panthers again, but this is the only week I'm going for the Saints. But yeah, the Seahawks blew it, and they play the 49ers this week, so they're probably gonna take 2 L's in a row. Geno Smith is falling back to earth. Everybody thought he was like a MVP candidate. I guess he might, fall into that comeback player of the year type of category now. Not, less than the MVP. Not really that up there. He ain't that up there. You feel me? But yeah, losing to the Panthers, he's looking sorry. Speaking of looking sorry, the 49ers beat the fucking Buccaneers 35-7. The 49ers moved to 9-4. The Bucks fall to 6-7. The big story about this game, Debo gets hurt, ankle and MCL injury, which is scary, but they say he'll be back in about 3 weeks. The Buccaneers again play soft. I'm sorry, I'm yelling in your ears, but it's just so ugly to watch, man. I thought when we got Tom Brady and made all the sacrifices to get Tom Brady, we're gonna be good all the time. No, bruh, what the fuck? We got 35-7, and some of the penalties that got called in the game were kind of bogus from the first play in the game. It was just a wide open, nobody blocked Brock Purdy. Our safety came off the edge and blasted his ass. They threw a flag 15 yards, which caused momentum to shift right away. And then that wide open pass to Mike Evans where Donovan Smith held again, just like the game before when we beat the Rams, these fuckers. But anyways, we lost the game pretty bad, really, really bad. Tom Brady threw 2 interceptions. Our run game still looks broken. Tom Brady wasn't putting the ball where he needed to be in certain situations. I can't put all the blame on him because that offensive line is makeshift right now and very, very, very trash. And even a third string quarterback, 7th-round pick, last pick in the draft, got out there and filleted us, bro. So I don't know if there's any coming back from that. We'll see. I'm not giving up on us yet because we still are in first place. I say that every week, and that shouldn't be something I continue to say in jest because it's not even funny. We don't even deserve to be in first place anymore. It's that type of shit right now. It's the type of time I'm on right now. We look ass cheeks. We're 6-7, only 1 game in first place for our division when we should be light years ahead of these sorry ass teams. Anyways, moving on. Miami, they lose to the Chargers 23-17. Miami falls to 8-5. The Chargers move up 7-6. Justin Herbert 39 for 51, 367 and a touchdown. Of course, I'm gonna give you stats. Patriots, they beat the Cardinals pretty bad. Sad story in this one. Kyler Murray tears his ACL in the first couple plays of the game. After that, Colt McCoy comes in and the Patriots defense just rolls. So they won 27-13. Patriots move up 7-6. And the Cardinals fall to 4-9. And that ends all the games from last week. Which brings us into the predictions for week 15. Hopefully everybody's teams won last week and they're still in contention for the playoffs. My team sadly is still. But if you're fans of the 49ers, Eagles, Cowboys in the NFC, good on you. If you're a fan of the Chiefs, Bills, fucking everybody's still alive in the AFC. It's just a lot of good football going on in the AFC, but the NFC is everything's looking trash and ass backwards. So who knows what's gonna happen? But I'll tell you what my predictions are for Week 15. Let's move smoothly into that thing. Um, Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco's favored by 3.5. I'm picking Seahawks in an upset this week. I think Brock Purdy comes back down to life, and it's kind of speculation that he might even be hurt. And they'll have to start Josh Johnson this Thursday, which is tomorrow, yesterday. Confusing y'all a little bit. Record Wednesday, coming out Friday. It's Friday, whatever. Feel me? But you might be listening to the video, watching the video on Saturday, and this might be your first time hearing this, so I could be, in the future on y'all. You don't even know. But anyway, Seattle, I got them in an upset. It might be squeaky, squeaky, squeaky at the end, but I think this couple game slide for the Seahawks and the embarrassment that Geno Smith has faced in last couple of weeks will make them light a fire under him, and I think they'll handle business against San Francisco. Probably not, but I'm just hoping. Minnesota at Indianapolis. Minnesota's favored by 4 points. I got Minnesota in that game. I think they'll handle business. Cleveland Browns at Baltimore. Cleveland's favored by 2.5 points. I got Cleveland in this one. Third string quarterback. Browns, Deshaun Watson, I think will eventually get it together. I think they'll win this game. Bills versus Miami. I picked Miami in this one. The Bills are favored by 7.5 points, but I think Miami has lost the last couple of games and they're sliding a little bit, and they still want to prove that Tua is the man for Miami. Mike McDaniel's going to do that for him, and Waddle has been quiet the last couple of games, so I think he's going to do his thing this week. Tyreek Hill always does his thing somehow, so I think they'll get it together and actually surprise the Bills, because how the Bills won last week is not sustainable at all. Chicago at Philadelphia. Philadelphia's favored by 9. Of course, I got Philadelphia in that game. Saints at Falcons. I'll talk about this a little bit on the last segment, but yeah, I got the Saints beating the Falcons for sure because I need them to stay as far back from the Buccaneers as possible. You beat the Saints twice, so we ain't got nothing to worry about with them. Just beat those goddamn Falcons. All right, Jets at Detroit. The Jets are favored by 1 point. I think Detroit's rolling right now, and I think they got it. This line is kind of crazy to me. Carolina versus the Panthers. Carolina's favored by 2.5 points. Carolina versus the Panthers. Carolina versus the Steelers. I got the Steelers in this game, of course, because I want the Panthers to lose. They ain't got no DJ Moore. They ain't got no core. They got Sam Darnold back there. I ain't got nobody to throw to. I just think they should lose this game in Pittsburgh. If you let me down, I'm gonna be pissed off. Jaguars at Dallas. Dallas is favored by 4. I got the Jaguars in this game. They're favored. I mean, they're rolling right now. And the Cowboys almost lost to Houston last week, so I think the Jaguars can get them in this game. So I think it might be a little upset alert. I said that last. Did I say that? No way. I picked Houston to beat the Cowboys last week, but I think there's a little upset alert in this week. I think the Jags might win this game. Houston at Kansas City. Kansas City favored by the biggest margin this week, 14 points, and Kansas City is going to roll them. Broncos at Arizona. Broncos favored by 2.5 points, and I think the Broncos can do it. They were playing a lot better. I don't say a lot better, but playing better without Russell Wilson in there. Jerry Jeudy had 3 touchdowns. They were kind of going crazy without Cortland Sutton too. So with Cortland Sutton maybe coming back, and with Sapien out there actually being able to distribute the ball, and having no Kyler Murray. With Colt McCoy, I think the Broncos, they kind of evens the playing field, and the Broncos, win this one. Las Vegas at New England. New England's favored by 1. I think New England wins this game. Chargers at Tennessee. Chargers favored by 2.5 points, but I have the Chargers winning this game. What else we got? We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's favored by 3.5 points. I don't know why that's so little when they just give 3.5 points to the home team, 3 points to the home team anyway. So they're only giving them a half point. We look really bad and lost to some sorry teams, and to come out there and play a 9-4 team at home. I don't know how much pride we have left, but I hope it's a lot for it to be 3.5 points. But I'm actually picking Cincinnati, man. You got to show me, Tampa. You got to show me, bro. You got to show me. And luckily, the other teams in the NFC South lose, and we still in first place. But I don't think we're gonna win this game. The Commanders at the Giants. Commanders favored by 4.5 points, and I got the Commanders in this game. I think the Commanders are sneaky good. Chase Young coming back with their defense. I think they're gonna win this game. And then we got Green Bay at the Los Angeles Rams. No, I think this game's in Lambeau. I could be wrong though. But Green Bay's favored by 7. Yeah, the Rams are in shambles right now. I don't think Baker's gonna be able to do it against that heralded Green Bay defense, and I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna be able to make more plays against the Rams than Derek Carr was able to make. So to go over the teams that I picked, I got the Seahawks versus the 49ers in the upset. I got Minnesota over the Colts, Cleveland Browns over the Ravens, Miami over the Bills, Philly over the Bears. I got New Orleans over the Falcons, first time and the only time, unless they play the Carolina Panthers. Detroit over the Jets. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Panthers. Jacksonville in an upset over the Cowboys. Kansas City over the Texans. Broncos over the Cardinals. The Patriots over the Raiders. And the Chargers over the Titans. Cincinnati over the Bucks. I know, sad. Commanders over the Giants. And Green Bay over LA. Yeah. But that leads us into the sad time of the hour. Fantasy football. God damn it. This is where the winners become winners and the losers fight it out to be the best loser. And I'm on that loser side looking up at these guys that are in the quarterfinals, just like, man. Looking at these guys that are going to be in the semis, like, oh, God. I wish I was there. 15 points. 15 points away from being in the playoffs. And I would have took it all with my roster. It's just fuck Tom Brady and it's not my year. I'm gonna let these guys have it. Let me go over the scores. Kyle and Tay being first and second place had buys this week in the playoffs and the quarterfinals. So fighting it out in the winners bracket, we had Derek versus Sean. Sean made it in last week. We saw brilliantly with that fucking Taysom Hill bullshit. But anyways, we ain't gonna talk about that. Yeah, Derek won 120 to 97. And Deshaun was playing Jeremy for the second spot in the semis. He won 133 to 94. Congratulations, guys. On the constellation side, the loser side, I had me. I'm the first place loser, so I had a bye. Dijon was the second place loser, so he had a bye as well. Yancey beat Jason 169 to 122, and Damon beat John 106 to 83. So with that being said, that eliminates Sean from the playoffs and Jeremy from the playoffs, effectively bringing the semifinal matchup, Tay versus Derek, the 2 versus the 5 seed, and then we have Kyle versus Deshaun, the 1 versus the 6 seed, to see who moves on to the actual championship of the Best of Bias Fantasy Football League Invitational 2022, playing for the big money. It ain't gonna be me, but I'm not gonna be as enthused as usual. But you guys are still in it to win the big money. Losers bracket side, me as the 7 seed, I'm playing Damon as the 12 seed. Dijon as the 8 seed is playing Yancey as the 10 seed. Jason, 11 seeds, playing John as the 9. Jeremy, the 3 seeds, playing Sean as the 4, to see where everybody's going to line up as far as coming in last place to first place. Last place gets that toilet trophy. You don't want to hold on to that. John got that right now. But as we get closer to the end of the season and we see that constellation bracket clear up, somebody is going to get that last place trophy. So beware and stay away from that shit. But yeah, congratulations to Tay, Derek, Kyle, and Deshaun. You're battling out in the semis, week 15. Again, thank everybody for participating in this league this year. It's been really fun, really competitive. As we get down to the nitty gritty and see who's going to win the league. I just hope that everybody continues to participate and we get it, and everybody gets to be live next year for that live draft, because we had some people there. We had some people scattered. Actually, we only had 4 people out of the 12 make it. Only a quarter of the people made it through. So, and I'm included in one of the 4. So let's try to get it better next year as far as the live invite, get some drinks going, and get some stuff going, some video for the people out there, for the Best of Bias family, you know what I mean? But yeah, next we got 2 more weeks. So it's this week, and then Christmas. Somebody can win that 450 on Christmas weekend, Christmas Day. What a Christmas present would that be? You know what I mean? So yeah, let's get it going, guys. And as far as the pod, you feel me? Let's get back on track. I'm gonna get some water because as you can see, my mouth is getting kind of dry here. And then we're gonna jump into this pop culture business. We got some RIPs to talk about, sadly, and some interesting stuff to talk about as well. So I'm pretty excited to get to this pop culture. And I know the pop culture fans out there, the Best of Bias podcast, are like, finally, he's done with sports. Yeah, I'm done with it. But we got some pop culture, still interesting stuff coming. Hopefully, I got my water bottle in here. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back. It's the Best of Bias podcast. It's your boy, and don't touch that dial. Well, welcome back. It's the Best of Bias podcast. You already know because you was here before the break and now you back. Hey, hopefully you got your refreshments. You know what I'm saying? Because I got me mine. Actually, I didn't get mine. My water bottle was a little further than I expected it to be, so I didn't go get it. I'm still sitting here, but I'm back though. Y'all ready for some pop culture? Because I am. Excuse me, I had to burp for a second. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff. Let me start with the somber stuff. R.I.P. Coach Mike Leach. Um, Famous coach, college football world in the football college football world in the world period. Started out there in Texas Tech. I knew him mostly from coaching at Washington State, being one of Oregon's rivals. One of the teams that I was always scared about. His offense and his receivers were always crazy. His tight end, I mean, excuse me, his linebackers were always super violent. Had all the Usos out there. The Islanders playing offensive line, defensive line, linebacker. Always had the fastest receivers, dopest receivers. You know what I'm saying? Not really like the super top five, 5 stars talent, but his offensive scheme just put the players in the right position to make them look excellent, especially when they played us. Shit. Um, yeah, I guess he was the coach of Mississippi State now, um, leaving Washington State, I think a couple of years ago. But I guess he was at practice maybe Saturday night, Friday night, and then the next day he was rushed airlifted to the hospital. They say it was a heart attack. And then as he was in the hospital, he actually passed away. Very, very sad story. I didn't know too much about his football past, but I know he was a great coach again out there in Washington State when we played him. We would always, watch out for that week, circle it on there because we know it can be one of our, trap games. Mike Leach gonna come out there with the game plan to beat us specifically to knock us out the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So man, it's really sad, man. A lot of people are passing. Hug your loved ones. Now tell somebody that you haven't talked to in a minute that you love them because life is precious, man, and you know, people are passing away. Now, I wouldn't say young because he wasn't super young, but I still feel like earlier than they should. Health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody stay healthy out there. Eat your broccoli. I'm a big proponent of that now. Don't forget, it helps with dementia. I need to start a foundation or something. Yeah. I'll get into that later, but RIP Coach Mike. Prayers out to the family. Also, RIP DJ Twitch. This guy is still pretty new to me, but he's still pretty prominent out there in the entertainment industry. Uh, Brother named DJ Twitch. Sorry, I don't have his real name, but he was Ellen DeGeneres' DJ for the show. Passed away by suicide, man. Another reason why I'm saying, man, check out for your friends' mental health, your family's mental health, and just reach out to somebody. Just a simple hi, how you doing could mean a lot to somebody, and you never know. It's always the strong ones, that you think your strong friends are always cool and they're giving all the advice, and they may not, need advice from anybody, need to talk to anybody about anything because they're the strong ones. I always still check on them because you never know, man. There's been a lot of suicide this year as well, man. Downtime, especially during the holiday season. It's always the super saddest to lose somebody during the holiday season, man. So prayers out to all the families, DJ Twitch, Mike Leach. Yeah, RIP to everybody that we lost this year in general, not just them, everybody that we lost in this year, man, because a lot of people out there are becoming numb to death. That's why you see a lot of crazy stuff in the world, but there's still healing and remorse out there and some grieving going on. So put your arms around somebody. Be careful out there and just oof, tell somebody you love them today. But let's get out of this morbid stuff. Let's get into some little bit higher energy. We got Brittney Griner back in the US. She was released from prison. They successfully had that prisoner swap they had over there. I don't know exactly where they had the swap, but they released Brittney Griner, and they actually gave up the guy that Russia was trying to get in exchange the whole time, which was the Merchant of Death. Um, yeah, it's kind of crazy because there's been mixed reactions about this whole ordeal. Just because not only sorry, I might not have his name right, but Peter Wheeler, something like that. We have a Marine, a U.S. Marine, I guess, supposed spy. Russia thinks he was a spy or something, but it's a U.S. Marine in jail in Russia, and people thought they should have tried harder to get him back than just a WNBA star, which it's sad to hear people think, one life doesn't outvalue another life. You know what I mean? And I think personally that she was held over there as a political pawn because I don't know. I just feel like if it was that illegal, I've heard this on another podcast, another person say that. I think it might have been Joe Budden podcast. She's been playing in Russia in the off season for a couple of years now, and she's not playing in the WNBA. And I'm sure she's brought in cartridges over before. And it just seemed like at this time, she ended up getting caught, and they took her in because they really wanted that Merchant of Death back, and it was a political standoff to see who would flinch first, which is messed up because these are real people that you're dealing with as far as Brittney Griner goes, the Merchant of Death. Yeah, help supply and kill a lot of people. So why supply weapons to a lot of countries to kill a lot of people. So I don't necessarily think he deserved to be out of jail. Brittney Griner necessarily didn't deserve to be in jail for 296 days for vape cartridges. So I think the trade wasn't necessarily fair. But to U.S. citizens, it does look very good. Minority, LGBT community, and it's getting one of ours back from Russia in the time of one war, and just because she's a popular celebrity as well. I don't know. It just all looks kind of ugly. I'm happy she's back. Don't get me wrong. I'm so happy they got that done because I didn't think she deserved to be in jail for that long, anyways. But politics is a crazy game, man, and if you're gonna use people's lives like that just to try to get a weapons dealer out of jail, it's just crazy. So you got to be careful out there in the world. Everything isn't as it seems, man. But as you can see, Twitter is a crazy place right now. So you can go on there and get all the mixed reactions on how everybody feels about it. Because it is mixed reactions. Because I guess people are saying that Marine does need to be the next person they try to get out, but I don't think we have any bargaining chips at this point because and I hope also that it doesn't backfire on us and he starts supplying weapons to Russia to just mess up the Ukraine and then incite a whole bunch of shit for us in NATO. I don't know. Let me not get too deep because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. This conspiracy theory is just oozing out my mouth right now. Pause. But anyway, she's back. I'm happy about that. Hopefully she decides to stay and not really go back to Russia because yeah. But I mean, unless, there's no risk, and she is still in a NBA contract or WNBA contract over there in Russia, and she needs to go back for for work purposes. But other than that, I think she needs to chill in the U.S. And just hopefully they increase her salary for the stuff she had to go through in the WNBA for her not to have to go back to Russia, and everything will be good. You know what I'm saying? So prayers out to them too, and everybody give a little clap for Brittney and the fam. It's been a long time in the making, like 296 days, like I said. So we're happy for her to be back. But yeah, there's some very, very, very mixed reactions out there, which is kind of crazy to me. I think we should just be happy that she returned to us, and all the other things we can just talk about and talk about after, because vape cartridges, man, a vape cartridge here, I don't even know personally what would happen if you got caught with a vape cartridge in your suitcase. To probably just take it. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't go to jail for 200 days though. But yeah, there is some very interesting stuff happening though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you and make it seem like everything's super boring because there is some shit happening. Again, I know there's Marvel heads out there. It's like, why is he always talking about DC stuff? Why you gotta bring DC into the fold all the time? And you know what I'm saying? It's some shit happening, man. James Gunn, Peter Safran. I was fucking up his name in the past. I didn't know his name. I was giving James Gunn all the credit. James Gunn and Peter Safran are shaking up the DC world, man. We already took the E out of DCU. You know what I'm saying? It's no more DCEU, it's DCU now. And we're getting rid of some stuff, James Gunn says, and Peter Safran says. They're saying that they're canceling Wonder Woman 3. They might do a character reset. And all the rumors about Henry Cavill coming back as Superman weren't entirely true. So there's some shaking up going on over there. I'm not saying I'm completely against it. Let me go to dual cameras. DC, James Gunn, Peter Safran, the new Kevin Feige's of DC, changing the game right now, man. For them to go in here and say they're going to cancel Wonder Woman 3 and shake up the DCU and reset it, what are they talking about? What are we going to do here? That's what I want to know. Me personally, I'm a fan of James Gunn and a lot of the stuff that he has going. Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy, Peacemaker, all that kind of stuff. I'm a fan. So for him to come over to the DCU and become the Kevin Feige of the thing alongside Peter Safran, I think he kind of knows what to do. He took the what's the blueprint? That's what I want to say. Blueprint from the MCU, and he should take it here to the DCU. He already did it by taking that E out, and he's kind of like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I should do. In the shakeup, I don't know yet, man. I know Jason Momoa wants to be Lobo, and I'm not completely against that, but I think he's too much of a good Aquaman for him just to be excluded out of the Justice League and just come back as another character. I mean, maybe in a Flash multiverse shakeup, maybe he can do it like that, but I'm not too sure. Gal Gadot is a really good Wonder Woman. I don't know if it's more of a thing against the person who made Wonder Woman 2 and 3. I think it's just 2, right? Wonder Woman 2. The director Patty Jenkins, he doesn't want her to be involved in the third movie just because the Wonder Woman 1984. I don't know how you feel about that, but that shit was bad. I did not like that. I don't think anybody should have liked that movie. The story was fucked up. The characters they put in it, they fucked up the characters comic book wise. Yeah. The costumes that Wonder Woman used that were supposed to be significant, they just kind of fucking chopped it and just like threw it in there and just made it not significant at all. Yeah, there's a lot of shit wrong with that. Batman, they're canceling a lot of the upcoming Batman shit they were gonna do. They're gonna do Batman Beyond. They're canceling Batman Beyond because James Gunn says he doesn't want there to be 4 Batmans because they have what Christian Pattinson and the newest Batman. They have Ben Affleck, and they already would have Batman Beyond. Yeah, it would be a lot of Batmans and a lot of shit going on, but I feel like some of these people would age out and it would be perfect. Some of the properties that they were teasing though within the DC, James Gunn has been. I'm really excited. He wants to do Lobo, which is great. He wants to reset. He wants to reset Batman. He wants to reset the Flash because we already know Ezra Miller is always in some shit every other week. So they're gonna use this movie. I think they have some movies coming out that are in the previous DCEU that they're gonna let come out before they scrap the Batwoman movie. So they're still gonna let Aquaman come out. They're still gonna let Shazam 2 come out. They're still doing a couple of other features, I think, as well. And but everything after that's gonna be completely James Gunn and Peter Safran. But I don't know what to expect. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that a full reboot of the cast, the whole Justice League, and all the characters inside the DCU as we know it would be good? Because they're gonna make everything canon. They're gonna do animation, video games, TV, and movies all be canon to the story. So they have a lot of work to do, and a lot of the shit in the Zack Snyderverse, they left a lot of holes in there. So I don't know if I would want to have to try to pick up those pieces and make them all make sense. I think I would want to scrap it as well. What would y'all think? Jason Momoa as Lobo will be dope. But who would they put as Aquaman? Would they actually make him blonde like he is in the comics and actually true to comic book form now? I don't know. But they have a lot of ways they could do it. They could do it in that, Flashpoint when they just change everything. They could change Flash if they want to change him. Because they're not going to scrap this movie because there's a lot of money behind these movies, like $200 million behind some of these movies. So they wrote off Batwoman, but I don't think they can write off everything. But I'm excited, man, because I know James Gunn isn't going to scrap every character he's ever made in the DCEU because he already has Peacemaker. He has all his characters from the Suicide Squad. And if you scrub that, you scrubbing Harley Quinn, you're scrubbing Deadshot, you're scrubbing Bloodsport. Like, well, Rick Flag is dead, but everybody else that he put in place, I think he should just, use the Flash movie just to reset everything. I think it'll be cool. Again, let me know what you like down in the comments, what you think down in the comments, excuse me. But they're making moves over there, and I think they can do it. People are really doubtful because everybody just thinks DC sucks and, they could never get anything right. And they're just the little brother that thinks they can be big as the big brother. But nah, bro. I think they have strong ass characters. Their animation in their animated movies and TV shows have strong ass stories in them. They have so much shit to pull from, like comic book wise, to make stories that are so epic, so many characters that they can draw from. Blue Beetle, that's one of the other movies that's coming out as well for DC. That's coming out in March. So they have 4 big ones that have already been made from the past DCEU, but after that, they're gonna come up with a whole bunch of shit that's gonna rival. I have faith, man. I'm a Marvel head till I die. You guys already know that, but I just don't think they're the say all be all. I think somebody else, even if it's not DC, somebody can come up and give them a run for their money because sometimes, recently a lot of the shows on DC or excuse me, MCU, they've been kind of packing it in, man. I don't think they've been doing everything they really could. I think they have been like, we got them hooked already, so I think everything's already set for us, and it's yeah, they're not gonna be mad no matter what we put out. We still gonna make money. Because I heard some stats, man. DC's movies, I think their best movie wasn't even close to being as good as Marvel's worst movie opening day or opening week. You know what I mean? Like, so even a movie like The Eternals can be as good as like one of DC's best movies, which is crazy. It's just crazy, which needs to change. And I think James Gunn can make that change. Not because I want to see DC doing better than Marvel. Don't get me wrong. I just want to see DC win. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, like Cyborg, these characters should not just be playing second fiddle to some of the characters they got in MCU. It should be comparable, at least. There should be an actual debate out there happening. I know there is, but majority of everything that I'm hearing is more MCU love than DC love. And even in the popular, entertainers and stuff are going out there. I know there's a lot of recency bias. Well, it's the best show for the bias, but it's like, give it a chance. I give it a chance. I would never say never. I think they can do it if they get the right directors, right producers, which James Gunn and Peter Safran are. I think everything will be dope, and I think they can get it together. Me personally, that's me, and I think I'm the guy. You should take my advice for it. Go check out all these. You gotta watch both. You can't just play favorites and just not even give DC a chance just because you like Marvel. That's that Charlemagne shit. I see you out there, Charlemagne. You don't even want to give them a try, but trust me, take it from me, a guy who goes out there and analyzes movies and TV shows for y'all. Been doing it for years. I think I got an eye and an ear for it now. I think it'll be good. Shoot, I think DC, you got some good stuff coming because we've been just hearing about movies. We haven't even, announced any TV shows for them. I said we. They haven't even announced any TV shows or nothing like that. I think they're making a pitch to the big bosses, I think this week, to let them know what they have planned and to see what Zaslav has to say about it. And that's the big head at HBO. So in Warner. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. Again, I have faith in them and I have faith in their creative, range, and it won't all just be kind of put into a box. But yeah, and maybe it'll make Marvel work harder in on the flip side. That way everything will still stay even. And I still want to see what is that shit? Fuck, I forgot what Invincible. Invincible. I want to see what they got. You know what I'm saying? Their cartoon was amazing. So if they can come into the fold and put on for the animation as well, there's a lot of other competitors. And I've just went to Comic-Con. We talked about that a lot in the last episode. A lot of artists and a lot of people that have a lot of work that can come to the forefront. It don't only have to be two big superhero companies and then all anime. We can get some more superheroes in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all I got for DC today. But moving on. I know you guys been hearing a lot about this in the news lately, not in the news, but in like social media news lately. Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion's trial has been going on. Yeah, on Twitter, there's a whole bunch of Twitter lawyers out there trying to give us the rundown on what's going on. But there are some updates in it. I don't know if you guys care at all, but I am gonna spill a little bit of tea going there and just let you guys know what I heard from today's trial. Supposedly, you guys already know what happened. They're at a party at Kylie Jenner's house. Meg Thee Stallion, her friend Tory Lanez left together. There was a shooting. A gun went off, shot Meg Thee Stallion. She had fragments in her foot. She got shot in the foot. After the police and ambulance came, it came out that Tory Lanez was the person that supposedly shot her. That's just to catch you up on what happened. Trial just now started. I think it's been like a couple of years since the actual incident happened, but the trial is starting now. Some of the key witnesses are testifying to what is going on. Let me turn this off real quick. To what is going on in the trial, and the key people involved: the best friend Kelsey, Meg Thee Stallion, and Tory Lanez. It's just some messy, weird shit coming out. I don't know how I feel about these public trials. It's just too much information going out to the public that everybody needs to know that doesn't need to know. The legal process should kind of be private as far as that goes, just so the jury can handle business, the judge can handle business, and the lawyers can handle business. But it's just a lot of bullshit's coming out right now. So supposedly, Kelsey it's her work partner. It's like some kind of work partner as well as a friend. But I guess supposedly been talking to a lot of guys in the industry, and Meg Thee Stallion has been hooking up with them behind her back. Them being Ben Simmons, the baby, and the most recent Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez supposedly hooked up with Kelsey first, which is Meg's friend, and then soon after that, I guess Meg Thee Stallion started hooking up with him as well at this party. I guess they weren't aware that they both had been hooking up with Tory Lanez, and this is when this came out. Came out in court. So when this came out, we don't know exactly still what happened in the car because Kelsey, who's supposed to be a key witness in the case, is pleading the fifth and not saying anything about what happened, not giving any evidence or any supports either side. So it kind of is just kind of like he said, she said still, but ultimately she did get shot, but I feel like we're not going to find out who did it. You know what I'm saying? One side said somebody did it, and if he didn't really do it, if somebody else did it, she's going to have to save face. So she's going to have to say whatever she needs to say to make it seem like somebody else shot her and it wasn't just made up. So either way, I don't think anybody's actually ever going to figure out what actually happened. I think they're in the case, they're just kind of trying to prove that Tory didn't shoot Megan Thee Stallion. But if he doesn't, if it comes out that he didn't shoot Megan Thee Stallion, I think who did is not going to come out to the public. And we're just going to be left wondering who actually shot her. And everybody that thinks that he actually did shoot her is still going to actually think that because they're gonna think that he got off on some weird shit. He paid somebody off, or the law just sided with him because he is who he is. So either way, I think we're just wasting our time trying to follow and just be secret detectives and seeing what's going on. Personally, I feel like if he didn't do it and he's lying, he's being lied on, and his career was, he lost a bunch of money ultimately. And if he had to lose that money, I feel like she should have to pay a little something to get some of the money he got back. He lost because goddamn, she's backed by Rock Nation and all kind of people. Everybody loves Meg Thee Stallion. So if it comes out that she was lying and you guys been slandering his name, I think he should be able to get some money for libel or something at least. But you know what I'm saying? She was shot and she is actually a victim of the circumstances. So I think there should be answers and some kind of, you know, she should get something out of it as far as either if Kelsey was the one that shot her out of anger for Meg Thee Stallion sleeping with all her ex-boyfriends, I mean, at least let that come out so Kelsey could do some, I don't know if she needs to do time or pay money to somebody, I don't know. But shoot, at least give that side a closing just to let, I don't know, maybe she really don't know who shot her. Maybe she was drunk as hell and didn't really know what was going on and just kind of just claimed it was Tory Lane. Maybe it was, but I just feel like if it was, he would be in jail for attempted murder. Who can actually shoot at somebody? And they said that he emptied a whole clip. If if that's the case, he should be under the jail for the fact that he's not in jail right now, and not just automatically being accused of like attempted murder after emptying a clip at somebody's feet and telling them to dance, bitch. It's interesting. It's just really interesting to me. And it was said that after he shot at Meg Thee Stallion, her friend got in the way, Kelsey got in the way to try to stop him from approaching her. And they said that, or they claimed that he knocked her out to get her out of the way to get to Meg Thee Stallion. There's a lot of shit going on, and it's just getting crazier and crazier the more it gets public scrutiny. And I feel sorry for both of them. Man, prayers go out. It just gives, just a lesson. The celebrities out there, especially ones that are on the up and coming, you guys just learn how to behave. You know what I'm saying? Being at Kylie Jenner's house, uh, and Tory Lane supposedly getting love or being, feeling Kylie Jenner flirting with her and Meg not liking it after hooking up with him and not knowing that, or not telling her best friend or her friend that he hooked up with her too, is just really, really messy, and it's just super combustible, especially when it involves three women. And God, that's just a lot. That's just a lot. But ultimately, I think both sides just need to settle what's going on, go amongst their ways. If Toy shot her, of course, he needs to, you know, go to jail for it because you can't just shoot somebody and get away with it. But if he didn't, he needs to again be a very, 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 very big apology in the sum of a lot of money, as well as these people just go their separate ways. No more blackballing. Everybody's able to make their money. They're both super popular people. Stop blackballing him. Let him make the money, whatever he needs to make. She's not going to stop making money because I don't think either way it goes, she's going to be looked at as a negative figure. I think either way, she's going to come out winning. At this point, she just needs to make sure that everything she says isn't a lie. You know what I mean? Because either way, I feel like she's winning. Just don't go out there blatantly lying. And if this didn't really happen, you got a whole Jesse Smollett situation going on there, and we saw how that played out. But anyways, lastly, two Netflix shows, movies that are coming out. I'm pretty excited about personally, me being an anime head. You know, you see the shit back there. You see this whole side over here is all anime. You know what I'm saying? Being the anime head I am, My Hero Academia and One Piece actually coming to Netflix as live action movies. I'm really excited about this personally, because I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood live. I saw the Death Note live action. What else have I seen? I haven't watched the Bleach one yet, but for One Piece and My Hero Academia to come out, that's gonna be dope. One Piece, I haven't really watched all of yet because there's a million episodes, and I'm trying to find a way to watch them without the fillers because the fillers are gonna make that shit take forever. I looked on YouTube, it was like way to watch all of One Piece in a year. A year? That's how long it's gonna take me to finish the whole shit. I don't know if I can commit. It's really good. From what I've seen, it's really good. And I know they introduced a lot of characters that are gonna be fucking with Luffy the whole way through. And I definitely need to get into it. But My Hero Academia, I'm really caught up on that. Season 6 right now. I'm watching that on Crunchyroll. And it's a good concept. It could be like a whole like X-Men situation because it's a school for heroes or people with superpowers to become professional heroes for money. So it's a great idea because a lot of the hero stuff that is out right now, a lot of the people don't hero for money. It's more so like, okay, you're doing it for just, the morality of being a hero. But My Hero Academia is set up in a whole different way, which is pretty dope. I really like the show. It's like one of my favorite animes as well. So yeah, that would be epic for it to be, there's like a million characters in that show. So I don't know how they're gonna get to cast them all, and I hope they don't do a whole bunch of CGI. But yeah, I'm excited for that one. But yeah, also Avatar is coming out this weekend. Make sure you guys go check that out because I will be reviewing that. Um, I don't want to go this weekend, honestly. The runtime is 3 hours and 10 minutes. And with these theaters, the way it was packed with Wakanda Forever, I don't know if I'm ready to go sit down between people and just watch the packed ass movie for 3 hours. I might. When should I go? Should I go Sunday after football? Maybe if the Bucks play at 10 o'clock, I'll go after the game is over. Fuck, I don't know, man. That shit's hella long, but I gotta review it for y'all, so fuck it, I'll do it. But it looks dope. People that seen it early, the critics that seen it early said it's dope. They done it again, and he even said, man, James Cameron, he's like, if this one doesn't hit, he's definitely gonna cancel number 4 and 5 because there's supposed to be 5 that come out, and they're already probably working on number 3. So they were like, okay, if number 2 isn't hit after number 3, it's gonna be in for the series. But I think it's gonna be fire, bro, because I think the first one that came out had legs. Everybody enjoyed it. You know what I mean? It's a long ass movie, but I enjoyed it fairly. I can't stand and watch it hella times because that shit's hella long. But yeah, the visual aspects of it, back when 3D was popular, he did a great job, and it still holds up today. You know what I mean? So if you were to go to see that in IMAX 3D this weekend, I'm sure it'll be dope to see, especially have they have that like motion capture underwater shit, which is pretty tight. Had the actors actually underwater breathing and shit, so it looks like real people underwater trying to breathe and shit like that. I think that's gonna be really dope to see, and I think I'm gonna see it in 3D. I don't really want to see it in 3D the first time, but I don't know how many times I'm actually gonna go see it. But yeah, check that out. And of course, you need to check out the merch, bruh. I've been telling y'all for weeks. Hey, merch game is strong. Check out this color right here in the beanie. The beanie, you feel me? Sorry, audio listeners, I'm holding up the merch. This beanie is super soft. We got the new lightning bolt logo on there. New glasses face for Growly. You see the shirts too. I'm wearing one right now in the video. You can't see the back of it. Next run of shirts, I'm gonna put the logo on the front so y'all can actually see a cool logo on the front. Put it in the back this time, but it's still pretty sick. Orange bucket hat here. T-shirt. Got one. Growly with the electricity in the back. On the front, of course, the BOBP. The black one, it's another electricity one. You know what I'm saying? Looks better than the black for sure. Young Growly getting it in. You know what I'm saying? For my anime heads, the anime run. Just a couple of shirts left in that. That hats of all colors. We got A whole bunch of stuff here, man, for the holidays. Of course, we still got truckers, yellow trucker with the lightning bolt, of course. We still have a lot to the hard eyes left from the last run. Valentine's Day coming up. So, you know what I'm saying? Get your boy, get your son, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you need. Get everybody one. A whole bunch of merch left. What else we got in here? You got the you know what I'm saying, the navy green with the pin already attached. You know what I'm saying? It's the Best of Bias podcast. We got what you need. We more than a podcast. I like to tell you guys that all the time. But I guess this is the end of the podcast right here, where I like to let them know where you can find me at. It's SAC Lydell underscore. Wait, SAC underscore Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick underscore Lydell on the Snapchat. Best of Bias. You can find everything Best of Bias on the Best of Bias Instagram. I post everything I'm gonna really be talking about on the podcast page throughout the week. Just little topics, little engagement I like to ask y'all about, you know what I mean? Just so y'all can peep it and let me know what we should talk about. It's the Best of Bias. I like to talk about what y'all want to talk about on the table too. Let's bring it to the table. Guests coming up, Deshaun coming. I'm gonna holler at Jen and see if Jen wants to come on and talk some smart stuff, talk about nuclear computers or whatever the hell she was talking about last time. That shit was wild. Yeah, so let's get her back on here to make us a little smarter. Ashley, I can get her on here to talk about the challenge, because we do have the challenge. What is it? Challenge besties or some bullshit like that. Ride or die, that's what it is. The challenge Ride or Dies. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Of course, Avatar movie reviews coming up. Maybe we can get AK on here. Maybe we can get Damo on here to talk a little bit about some of the Comic-Con stuff and the pop hunting that we're trying to get a whatnot started. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming in the near future. I'm happy to be back on track with y'all. No more breaks coming up. Maybe for Christmas we may have a break, but I'll probably give y'all a Christmas episode and just talk about maybe what gifts I should get, man. I got Secret Santas I got to sign up for and shit like that, bro. Holiday season can be stressful, but don't let it stress you out. Again, go find somebody, tell them you love them, tell them you care about them, see how they're doing today. Thank you for clicking on the podcast. Happy Friday, happy holidays. And that's it, man. Hope your team wins this weekend. NBA season is in full swing. Don't think I forgot about that. I will be talking about basketball coming up real soon. But I don't want to overload y'all with sports, all the time. I want to mix it up a little bit and let y'all have something to talk about. Best of Bias Invitational Fantasy Football League. Y'all keep it going. I love it. I love the contributions. I love the engagement. I love it all. And to the Best of Bias listeners, to the Best of Bias family, thank you for being here and always coming back and giving me somebody to talk to. I do it for y'all, really. But this is the end of the song, or end of the podcast, where I like to let them know where they can find my theme song at too. Where that thing at, though? You know where it's at. It's right here. All right, then, y'all. Peace. It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast.